Hello and welcome to United Voice TV. I'm Emily Barker. First up, United Voice members turned out in strength, even without the public holiday, to celebrate this year's Labor Day. The theme, Hands Off Our Penalty Rate, sent a strong message to the Abbott and Newman governments. Kids, mums and dads, older members and teenagers all donned the union's colours to march, chant and catch up with friends in the union's tent over a burger and a drink. There was music and balloons, rides and face painting for the kids. The carnival atmosphere was proof that United Voice members love celebrating Labor Day in May, and they're also united on how important it is to be in the union to protect wages and conditions, not just for themselves but for future generations. The Newman government's privatisation agenda could hit Rockhampton, with plans to put 30 United Voice specialised medical imaging jobs up for tender. Central Queensland Hospital and Health Service has released an expression of interest for services such as x-rays and scans that are now done by hospital radiographers. Staff and unions were not consulted. Members spoke to local media about the terrible impact on patient care in the local community. Their concern is that once the service is privatised, profit will come before patient welfare.
They'll probably invest less in technology, less in their staff, and just more interested in keeping the cash register going.
Support your colleagues by completing the online petition calling on local LNP member Bruce Young to stop the privatisation of local healthcare. Simply go to change.org and type Bruce Young into the search box and follow the first link. The National Commission of Audit, set to become the Abbott government's blueprint for the economy, is an attack on Australia's most vulnerable. Everyone from pensioners, the sick and disabled, through to low-income workers, unemployed youth and struggling families is targeted. For workers, the minimum wage would be slashed, with the independent umpire's role being stripped from the Fair Work Commission and handed to a government department. Other attacks on the most vulnerable include deferring the National Disability Insurance Scheme, fees for visits to the doctor and emergency departments, cutting health funding, childcare rebates and education, and raising the pension age and cutting welfare assistance. United Voice has filed one of its biggest claims for underpayment of wages against an Australian company. 13 cleaners at Brisbane Airport are owed over $200,000 in unpaid wages, with one cleaner owed as much as $56,000 over the last year and a half. The group is also owed $40,000 in unpaid super from cleaning contractor AssetLink. These cleaners, most of whom are international students, were only earning $15 an hour, no penalty rates, no allowances, no overtime, no annual leave and no super for more than a year. The union is now conducting spot checks on other AssetLink sites in case the airport is not their only site illegally underpaying workers. Workers' Memorial Day, an international day when we remember those who died or were injured at work, was commemorated on April 28. Each year, about 7,000 Australians die from work-related causes. Union members remembered those who have been injured or killed and their families at a touching service in Brisbane. United Voice Assistant Secretary Sharon Caddy was among the union officials who delivered prayers and reflections on the day. Workers across the state also did their bit to remember those who went to work but never came home by observing a minute's silence in many workplaces. Those of us lucky enough to remain safe need to keep fighting to improve workplace safety and conditions, as well as proper support for workers and families who were not so lucky. For more information on any of these stories, please go to the United Voice website.